Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Way of Life. I'm your host, Gus Holland. Before we begin this episode, I want to inform you that wayoflifepodcast.com is officially live. That's where you can find all social media links. You can listen to the podcast. You can also find merch. That's WHEY, like the protein. As always, leaving a rating and review and sharing with a friend is the best way to help the podcast, and I greatly appreciate it. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's episode. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Way of Life. I'm your host, Gus Holland. Today is the first episode of the new year. Happy 2024. I hope everybody had a happy new year, a Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. Hope it was awesome. So from here on out, we're going to be doing back to normal schedule, episode every Wednesday. And then, like I said before, the goal this year is to get the video all squared away. Other than that, I want to know y'all's New Year's resolutions. If you're not a big believer in New Year's resolutions, or you started prematurely or whatever in 2023, I still want to hear about them, whether it's inside the gym or outside the gym. You know, maybe you're trying to grow your business. Maybe you're trying to hit a new max. Maybe you're trying to compete in your first strongman event. I want to hear about that. You can hit the podcast up at Way of Life Podcast on Instagram. That's probably the best place right now. I do have an email, but that's primarily used for business right now. Other than that, sorry guys, I'm just getting back into the groove of making these episodes. Obviously took a little while off, but we are charging forward. This episode is primarily going to be about New Year's resolutions, or just really life changes. I mean, we are in the new year. That's why I'm referring to New Year's resolutions. I personally prefer, I motivate others to try and make the change when you think of the change. If you're in June, you don't need to wait until next year to start losing weight or start gaining muscle, start spending more time with your family, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of my philosophy, but it does help to motivate people to set goals, specifically whether it is the New Year's resolution or not. It's always a great idea to continue bettering yourself. Some people do 75 hard, which is I don't know the exact details of it all, but I'm pretty sure it is reading 10 pages a day, drinking a gallon of water a day, two 45-minute workouts per day, which is one of them has to be outside. And I believe that's all the rules. I've never personally done it, but I have multiple friends that have done it. That's created by Andy, the owner of First Form, and it really does help a lot of people. So check that out. I'm not affiliated with First Form or anybody right now, but that is a good thing to look into if you like to follow like a very regimented thing that's kind of like pre-planned for you, or structured rules, I guess. But overall, I mean, just incremental steps to better yourself. I mean, if you're eating 1,000 more calories than you should be per day, you're not drinking enough water, and you're getting 5 hours of sleep a day. We'll just say that as an example. I mean, just working on one of those, perfecting one of those is going to greatly improve your life, or knocking each one of those down a little bit. So maybe you're cut it down to where you're only eating 500 extra per day, and then you're getting an extra hour of sleep, and you're drinking more water. You're going to notice like almost an immediate change in the way you feel. Normally, I forgot, there is some sort of kind of unwritten rule out there. Like, I think it is like 2 to 3 weeks before people start noticing a change in you. But I don't know. I'm butchering it. But basically, you'll feel it right away. People notice it shortly after, and then you'll start recognizing the changes, because we're kind of like the hardest on ourselves, and you see yourself every day. So that's why it's a good idea to weigh yourself and take body measurements. I would not weigh myself every day. Some people like to do that, but I've explained in the past, but you can lose, just from sweating, like just say you don't drink anything all day and you go and you work a construction job outside. That's horrible for your body. Don't do that. But just as an example, you can lose like 5 or 10 pounds in one day just from sweat, like just dehydration. So, a gallon of water is 8 pounds. So you drink a gallon of water and you're just going all day. Don't have time to piss. You're probably end up pissing yourself, but that's 8 pounds that you added to your body. The weight of food is an actual thing. It does get broken down, but, law of equivalent exchange, like your weight can vary quite a bit. Even athletes that have to make a cut, I've seen, you can look it up on YouTube, and there's athletes that cut down like 15, 20 pounds in a 48 to 72 hour time frame, which is like really bad for you. Don't do it. But that is an extreme example of why weighing yourself every day isn't necessarily the best. It's going to fluctuate, but as long as, like, pretend it's a scatter plot, as long as it's like if you're trying to lose weight, as long as it's a negative trajectory, that you're on the right track. If you're trying to gain weight, you want a positive trajectory, just plot it like that. As long, it's going to go up and down, but as long as the net is up for gaining weight, good, Same goes with pretty much any goal. Paying off debt. Like, if you're in a really tough financial situation, that's going to fluctuate too. Like, maybe you can pay $100 down toward your debt extra this month, but next month you can do 1,000, and stuff like that. That's drastic also, but shit happens. Sometimes you come into money, sometimes it's not as free flowing as you'd like. That being said, that I'm not going to keep hitting y'all with examples. You probably get it. I'm going to be here every step of the way, regardless of what your goals are. That's why I want to know what your goals are, preferably through message or comments on Instagram. But I'm here to support y'all every single week this year, at least once a week. I'm posting, whether it's tips and tricks on diet, muscle growth, weight loss, competing in sporting events, trying to attend sporting events, how to support others or support athletes, you name it. I'm going to be hitting y'all with the knowledge. I should have said this at the beginning, but those of you that don't know me, I'm Gus Holland. I am a certified personal trainer. I'm also a performance enhancement specialist. And I consider myself like a lifetime fitness sports enthusiast, but I am an amateur strongman as well. So I'm here for y'all. If y'all ever don't, I don't run any ads on this podcast right now. The goal is to eventually, and I'll probably at that point I'll be coming out with a Patreon subscription. It's not going to be very much per month, but that will be ad free. You'll probably I haven't figured it all out, but basically if you hate the ads, you can support me that way. But the ads will help make the podcast better. Obviously, help me achieve my goal of posting consistent video content, which is also going to help the growth of the podcast. The number one way y'all can help me right now is to share this with a friend, rate and review on whatever platform you're using right now. The other thing is you can share the Instagram or the Facebook account with your friends. There's actually, not everybody is comfortable doing this, but on Facebook, if you go to Way of Life Podcasts and hit I believe it's the community tab, you can actually invite your entire friends list, which is a bit drastic, but you can also pick and choose. But all of those things, some of those things would greatly help me, help grow the podcast, make this a better podcast. The other thing is you can check out wayoflifepodcast.com. That is going to have some information on it. It's going to have a lot of places that you can listen to the podcast and have all of the social media links, but it's also going to have the merch store if you want some merch. I am working with the same guy that created the skull style t-shirt on the website. I'm working with him to get some more designs going, and we're going to keep on trucking. Yeah, well, it was great talking to y'all. I know it was a bit of a rusty episode. I'm not doing much editing on purpose because I want it to be as genuine and sincere as possible. The Scotland episodes are going to be coming out. That is the next 2 weeks, and it's not just Scotland. It's going to have a lot of training information in there. It's going to be talking about stone lifting, traveling, all types of stuff. But that'll be probably a 2-parter, one per week for the next week, I think. But after that, I'm going to go heavy into the mainly muscular growth for right now and weight loss, because that's the main thing that everybody asks me about typically. But anyways, yeah, I don't want to keep rambling. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for the support over the past over 2 years. Technically, I guess it's almost 2.5. Every single year this podcast has grown, and I really want to blow it out of the water this year. So thank y'all for the support. I will catch y'all later. Bye.